Israeli tanks on Gaza City's shattered streets. These images filmed by one of the tens of thousands of Israeli troops pushing in from the outskirts. Published by a leading Israeli journalist after approval from the military censor. The Israeli army also releasing more of its own images. This, it said, was an attack on a Hamas explosives depot. But the destruction is wide-scale and unrelenting, night by night, day by day. The blast plumes themselves becoming a feature of the city's ravaged skyline. The injured and the dead crammed into ambulances pulling up at Shifa Hospital. The Israeli military now estimates 450,000 people have fled the city. If true, that would still leave hundreds of thousands still inside it as the combined air and ground assault ramps up. One Israeli media report today, citing a security source, says 500,000 displaced is viewed by Israel as a tipping point, that resentment and anger at the conditions being endured would then be turned decisively on Hamas. If that is the strategy, this the reality for the exhausted, impoverished, hungry people being forced south along the Gaza coast road. As felt by Zahar Kafarna, walking, she says, for 4 days to find only this.
They threw leaflets on us and told us to leave. There is no place to sleep here in the street, sleeping in the cold and in the sand and in the sewer and the filth. There is no shelter or anything for these girls and me.
The Israeli government has this week been pushing back against a UN Commission report defining its actions in Gaza as genocide. It says the report is based on Hamas lies and that the mass displacement of civilians is temporary and for their own protection. The far-right finance minister, though, yesterday outlining something rather different.
This thing turns into a real estate bonanza. I'm not kidding, it pays off. I've started negotiations with the Americans. I say this not jokingly now, because we paid a lot of money for this war. So we need to divide how we make a percentage on the land marketing later in Gaza. And now, no kidding, we've done the demolition phase, which is always the first phase of urban renewal.
Violence again extending beyond Gaza. At the main crossing between Jordan and the occupied West Bank, the Jordanian driver of an aid truck bound for Gaza stabbing and killing 2 Israeli soldiers before he was shot dead. And Israel striking a series of sites in southern Lebanon after issuing evacuation orders there, saying it was targeting Hezbollah infrastructure. Inside Gaza, the targeting not limited to Gaza City. This the aftermath of an airstrike that killed 4 members of one family in the Burej refugee camp, south of the